Welcome to another video blog by Theebullco.com. I'm Marcus Jose. Want to go over 5 common mistakes bully owners make when they first get their dog, okay? Now do me a favor, after you watch the video, please subscribe to my blog, subscribe to my YouTube, follow us on Instagram, smokeandbarrelbullies_CA, all right? Here we go. So, 5 common mistakes new bully owners make when they get their dogs, okay? So the first one is choosing the right collar. Now I get this all the time, right? For the most part, people want to buy these dogs because they genuinely look really, really good, right? They look like you want to, you know, they look like they want to just, you know, come out of the, out the gates, just muscular, right? But here's the thing. There's 3 types of collars, guys. There's a regular collar, a clip collar that just goes around the neck. There's the harness, and there's a corrective collar, right? The first 2, you absolutely do not want to use. And here's the reason why. When you're teaching a puppy how to walk, when you're teaching a puppy how to stay or wait, their impulses are so high that they're just not going to listen to you, right? They don't speak English, so you can't yell and you can't get mad at them. If you put a regular collar on, if you put a regular collar or harness on, when you go to correct them, you're just going to entice them to pull because it's not really tightening up. It's not giving them a different feeling from what they were having. They were already having the feeling of pulling. So if you pull back on a dog on a harness or a regular leash and they're already pulling forward, it's not going to really do anything. It's the same feeling, right? That's why I always recommend corrective collars. Now the reason why we do corrective collars is 1, because when you give them a swift correction, they feel the tension. It's different, okay? Number 2, you can give a correction that's different from, I mean, that's 1 and 2, really. They're the same thing that you can correct, right? Now, a lot of people don't like the regular chain collar, corrective collar, right? There's a lot of different types. There's nightingales with the 2. It's a nylon with you know, rings on the end and a chain in the middle. When you correct, it tightens up. There's a different one now. It's just all nylon with like little slit to where it's all nylon, but when you pull on the nylon, it actually tightens up, right? And then there's the old school, you know, chain corrective collar. And then, you know, there's also prong collars. I don't really do prong collars, but you know, those are the 3 main types of collars you should use on your American Bully as soon as you get them, guys, because you don't want them to develop bad habits. Okay? If you have any questions about that, guys, please email, write, comment, like, and let me know. I can explain a little more detail. So our next most common mistake is overfeeding or underfeeding. Now the general rule and the general consensus is if you can see your dogs, whether it's a 12-week-old puppy or a 3-year-old puppy, if you can see your dog's ribs with the naked eye, they're genuinely considered unhealthy or underfed. Okay, now don't get this mixed up with working dogs who are bred for a different reason, who have really tight skin, who were bred to work or run, right? Keep in mind this is a companion breed. So the rule of thumb is if you can see the ribs, they're underfed. Now, if you can't see the ribs and you go to feel the ribs and you can't feel the ribs individually, they are overfed. They're overweight. So you can always see where your dog's weight at, not by putting them on a scale, it's by touching their ribs. If you can feel every single rib individually without there being a layer of too much of a layer of fat on there, then you're on the right track to feeding your dog correctly. If you can't feel your dog's ribs and it feels like one cage and you can't feel them individually, cut back on your dog's food. You're feeding them too much. So the next mistake that new bully owners make is how to properly socialize your dog. Now, this mistake is pretty common, and because, you know, everybody sees that, you know, everybody takes their dog to the dog park, guys. Stay away from the dog park. We'll get into it another time, but stay away from the dog park, right? Your dog's not going to pick up any good habits from the dog park, I promise you. This is how your dog is going to pick up good habits, okay? When you're taking your dog on a walk, they have to be on a loose leash. They can't be leaning or lunging forward. So they have to know how to properly walk. Okay? When you take them to places and you're walking them, if somebody wants to pet your dog, do not let anybody pet your dog without you telling them it's okay. Because here's what you're going to do. When someone says, "aw," and they go to pet your dog, you could kindly correct your dog back. And it sucks that they have to get corrected because of the human's bad behavior. The human should always ask the owner if they can pet the dog. Now, if they do have good manners, they're going to ask, "Can I pet your dog?" You say, "Absolutely, give me a second." Have your dog sit down, have your dog calm, and then say, "Okay, you can go ahead and meet my dog." And they have to go up to your dog and meet your dog. Now, what this does psychologically for the dog is let them realize that in their head, it's not the action of them going up to the person that's going to get them to get petted. It's going to get them to get love, right? It's the action of them sitting down and waiting for the human to come to them to pet them. That's what you want to instill in your puppy or in your dog, that's the behavior you want. And once they understand that, it's going to translate all the way up, okay? Another thing is, if you're walking your dog and you see another dog and the dog is, you're not too sure about the dog, you do not have to cross the street. You can get out of the way, but you don't have to cross the street, okay? You have to trust the other person that they're going to control their dog. And here's why. If you start to get timid, if you start to tense up, your dog's going to feel that. And then they're going to feel you moving away from that situation. So they're going to feel like, okay, I shouldn't be in that situation. You don't want to give that vibe, okay? On the other hand, what the vibe you do want to get is, I'm confident, I got control of my dog, I'm going to walk past this dog. When I walk past this dog, if the dog owner stops and wants to talk, I'll stop and want to talk and correct my dog to sit down. They can't, or if the person wants their dog to meet my dog, I say, of course, go ahead and turn your dog around. We'll have them meet. Because guys, dogs don't meet face to face. Do you know that they meet? It's ass to nose. That's how they meet. So you want your dogs to meet? Absolutely. Go ahead and turn your dog around. Sniff, sniff. Turn my dog around. Sniff, sniff. They've met. There you go. Then you sit your dog back down. Okay? They're not human beings, guys. They don't meet face to face and talk. They don't talk to each other. It's all about body language. Face to face, it's not a good thing. Okay? So always make sure your dog is sitting down and the people come to him or her, and that's going to breed good behavior. It's going to help you in the long run when you're walking your dog through, the store or the airport, that they're not overly hyped up because they know people are going to have to come to them to get petted and not the other way around. All right? Okay. So number 4, guys, is house manners. Now, what do I mean by house manners? This is exactly what I mean. When I'm in the house, or we're in the house, my dogs are not playing. My dogs are not running around sniffing in the house. They're not going from room to room playing. Okay, they're on their bed, they're relaxing. Okay, when someone comes to my door, yeah, my dogs bark, but I correct, send them to their bed, and I don't open the door until they're both sitting on their bed, because it's not their job to meet anybody at the door. It's my job. Okay, this stops them from having the angst to meet people as soon as the people come in. It's not their job, it's my job, right? I don't let dogs play in the house because when company's over, they're running around being bad and stuff like that. It looks bad on you. Now, when nobody's here, yeah, you're gonna want to play with your dogs in your house, but that translates to having people over. They're going to be playing around in the house. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on you. I know if I have people over and my dog's running around, they get corrected real fast. I do not allow that because there might be kids here. There might be babies here. And if the dog's overexcited, something's going to happen. And now I look back. So your dogs always have to be under control in the house. They have to know their place. And they have to know that the house is not a playroom. When they're outside, they're on the treadmill outside or playing with the ball outside with you, that's when they can run. That's when they can have fun. But when they're in the house, they have to be controlled. And trust me, guys, if you do that, if you can make a distinction between outside play and inside relax, you're gonna have a lot better dog for that. All right. Okay, number 5 is proper training basic words. And the reason I say basic words, because they're words that can be used for anything. Okay. The first is sit. Now, let's be honest. I am a show home. I show my dogs, as you can see behind me. So I don't teach my dogs to sit. I do teach them to, when I tap their butt and they're standing, that means sit. But I don't teach them the word sit, okay? But one of the very, very important words for me is stay. Stay for me works in a bunch of different ways, right? If I tell my dog to go to the bed and I stay, they have to stay there. If I go outside and I want to walk over to the other side of the fence and grab something and I want them to go outside, I say stay there, right? And it works. It really does work. If they know it's stay, and stay means they stay there and they can't move until you come back to where they are. Do not misconstrue stay with wait, okay? Now, wait is different. Wait is stay where you're at right now until I tell you it's okay to move. I use this all the time where I'm in the grass area in my backyard and they're on the concrete and it's muddy, right? And I don't want mud on the concrete. I say wait, and I make them wait. I go get the ball, I come back on the concrete, I throw the ball, and then they're off and running, right? Or I want them to wait in a certain place while I go get something and then throw it and then they run and get it. So don't misconstrue those two words. Stay is you stay where you're at till I come back and get you. Wait is wait there until I say it's okay to go. All right? Come, super simple, guys. I have recall with my dogs anywhere we go. If we go to a show, and it'll never happen, and my dog comes off the leash, he or she, whatever dog I have with me, will come back to me no matter who's around, no matter what dog's there. Okay? I have that. You have to have that. That's control over your dog. Wherever we go and something happens, and I don't know, some crazy reason that my leash comes out of my hand, I say, wait, come, and they'll come. So, super simple. And then leave it. Leave it is a great tool for me. Leave it is basically anything I don't want them messing with, right? It's the frog in the backyard that they found, or it's the piece of wood that they're chewing up, or the the ball that they have in their mouth that they're not supposed to have because it's not playtime, okay? Or it's something they're sniffing upstairs, sniffing over here, right? If I say leave it, whatever it is, they just, oh, all right, whatever, and they go away, right? That's a very powerful word, okay? And the last word is drop it. Drop it is very good too. It's very, I don't have problems with my dogs grabbing my things and for them to leave it because they're really balanced dogs. They don't really go for looking for things to chew up or play with. But say if you had your dog and they're running around the house with your shoe, you don't want to chase your dog around. You look like a dummy, right? A drop it command is very important to have. If they pick something up you don't want them to have, drop it. Drop it. I've had my dog really pick up a piece of chocolate and they grab it, I'm like, drop, and they drop it right then and there. Boom, simple and soft, right? So basic commands, man, proper training basic words, they have to know. And if they don't know them, guys, get to know them. We're gonna have another blog about it, how to properly train for these things, okay? Anyways, guys, those are the 5 common mistakes that new bully owners make. And it is common mistakes that all people, new owners make of dogs. So you don't have to have bullies for this, blog or YouTube video to work because it is really, you can use it for almost any dog. Really can. All right. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my video, my blog, my YouTube video. I'm going to be uploading pretty consistently nowadays. I want to really get out there and helping you guys and help the people out there train their dog just a little bit better. All right? You guys have a good day. Marcus Jose, Theebullco.com, Smoking Barrel Bullies, California.